Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today we're going to be going over key opening for the new Mythic of Fallen Valdis. It is in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest for this week only, and then we'll be in the drop table with everything else. So if you want to get it this week is the easiest way to get it, unless you're going to wait for it to go into Soulforge. As far as this troop itself, it is basically made to be a Divine counter. Of course, Divines ended up getting hit with a pretty big nerf a little while back. And this was one of the things that they were adding to kind of make sure that they stay that way, though it does seem just a little bit underwhelming as far as the trooper is concerned. The only time you would ever bring this thing out is to specifically counter Divines, and it is probably one of them that you could potentially skip, as Zoom as a kingdom is nowhere near reaching 10 stars, so you won't need a Mythic for it anytime soon. And there just isn't much to use it for other than just a Divine counter. But it deals damage to all enemies, explodes several Doom Skulls, which could be a little bit annoying, mainly because very rarely will you have a lot of Doom Skulls on the board unless you're using like a Blood Hammer or something. And then it's boosted by Divine enemies, meaning that you can get up to 7 Doom Skulls exploded, which basically means the entire board if you have a bunch of Doom Skulls there, though it could also mean barely any if you only have like 1 or 2 due to no Doom Skull Storm or anything like that. But the main thing that comes in with its value is it silences all Divines. So if they're not using Voice of Orpheus, you're going to pretty much be good to go. Biggest issue with this thing is Voice of Orpheus. Even though that's a pretty useless mythic more often than not, it's actually a really hard counter to Fallen Valdis, because you can't silence it, plus you can't disease it. The other aspect that it has a disease plus a silent combo, which basically makes it so they can't really do anything with their mana if it's a Divine team, assuming it doesn't have Voice of Orpheus. But you could eventually just get the cleanse, could just get a mercy on it after it gets undone. And as far as everything else that it has, it doesn't really have much. It has just the Darkstorm and has a standard troop that any Undying has. Undeads are pretty bad, and she's keeping up that tradition pretty well. And she's also Mystic, which could have potential, but she just doesn't really synergize too well with other Mystics. But yeah, it's kind of average troop, but nonetheless, we will be obtaining it. So let's go with that. We'll start off with gem keys. I guess we'll do it 50 at a time, and apparently we already had a task there, so that worked out quite conveniently. There are a few drops I need. One of them, oddly enough, is a bunch more of that one ultra rare from Whitehelm, so we don't need to use one of those blue orbs, hopefully. But yeah, we'll go through this down. If we go run through all of our gem keys, we might start doing glory. One interesting thing now is we don't really need to deal with new kingdoms. Like around this time, in about a month or so, we would normally have been getting a new kingdom, but not anymore because of delves and factions. We are not getting another kingdom for probably another 9 months or so. So yeah, we don't really need to worry about that. So for the most part, new mythics are about the only thing that's really going to drag it down a lot. Anyways, so far so bad, but normally it takes about 1,000 or so. Hopefully we'll get it within that 1,000, or else we need to go to backup plans. We could start going into guild chests. I ideally do not want to do that because I've been saving them for ages, but if we had to... Ooh, Divine Ishbala. Oddly enough, I still do not have Divine Ishbala. Even though she's been nerfed, and now that they just had a counter, I still do not have Divine Ishbala maxed. I think that might have actually been the last copy we needed. Pretty sure. There's Spooky Imp. Spooky Imp is in a drop table now this month and next month. If you've been needing to get that. Then that's useful. Come on, we're almost at 0. Come on. Don't make us have to go to glory keys. I will deplete our glory keys to 0 if I have to. And ideally, we won't need to go to VIP chests either. With all the events these days, we kind of need it for that. But yeah, it looks like all of our gem keys. Yeah. Oh, Divine Ishbala is definitely maxed now, so that's cool. At least we got that up. But where is our mythic? Worst comes to worst, we do have other options, but ideally, we don't want to have to burn through everything. Would be great. But we will if we have to. Oh, more copies of Divinia is good. I think we still need another 1 or 2 before she gets maxed. That's another one that I use like all the time that I actually don't have maxed yet, just because I refuse to use a single orb on it. Because I know in the future, like soon, we would end up having it just off of random drops like that. Eventually. It's only a matter of time. I've been trying to hoard a bunch of blue orbs just so we have it for when more kingdoms start to reach 10 stars, because very few really currently have it. It's like, what, 3 right now? Maybe 4 soon. But very, very few. Okay, Mythic. I know you're in the drop table. Come out wherever you are. Let's see. Nope, there's a possibility we will finally need to go to our guild chest. Luckily the guild chests are maxed right now. But yeah, we haven't opened guild chests for A little over a year now. It has been about 14 months, I want to say, since I have opened guild chests. And I guess we will. I can't not, unless we want to waste through gems, which wouldn't make sense given how many guild chests we have. I think we actually have enough guild chests to get about 4 mythics. That is how many guild chests we have. I think it's somewhere around, I want to say, no, it's nowhere. Okay, 4,500. I almost said 45,000. Yeah, I believe we have about 4,500 gem keys worth of guild chests. So there's no way we're not going to get it off of that. It's just a matter of how many. Okay, Divinish Ball is definitely max. That's without question at this point. And get that final one. And nope. Okay, we got to do it. Unless we want to go waste gems, which I definitely don't want to do. So, oh no, our 274 guild chests. It must be depleted finally. Let's screenshot it one last time. And say goodbye to our horde of guild chests. But yeah, that's a pretty absurd number. Let's do some quick math. Let me bring up a calculator. What is 126,404? And that's not even counting orbs either. What is that number divided by 20? And that is how many gem keys we basically have. Or I believe these 20s are each. I don't even know because I haven't seen the number for ages. But whoa, that's more than I thought it was. It's 6,320. And with orbs, it's probably like 7,000. That is like, we could go probably till like March or May of next year. Somewhere around that general ballpark just with these keys. But anyways, it's finally time to use these. And we already have 4 copies to Mythic of all the Guardians. So these are pretty much exactly like opening gem keys as far as what their drop table should be. So why is it only giving us up to Epic? Are we just being that bad? Or are their drop table nerfed? I don't know. I haven't opened these things in such a long time. But yeah, they should be basically like gem keys when we have them max like this. But yeah, we just aren't getting lucky with this. There's a Gloomleaf. I gotta open them 50 at a time. There's oddly enough not a 200 option for these. Oh, never mind. All 50 buys are like that. Yeah, it's gonna take quite a while this time, it looks like. There's no way we're gonna deplete through all of it. That, I think, is near physically impossible for us to deplete literally all of that without getting it. That would take some really skillful bad luck. Also, I'll need to keep track after the fact how many resources this has taken. There's a Hindla. I think we already had Hindla maxed. I don't use it for much, though, other than Giant Team. All of our seals gone. Ever so slowly. Well, if we needed anything maxed, it should be maxed by now. If nothing else. Oh, that's what's his name. He's not maxed. It was a while to go. He's a little bit more of a recent guy. All for a useless Mythic. But yeah, this Mythic is definitely worth skipping. To say the least. Well, Divinish Ball, there's no way you're not maxed now, so at least we got that out of this. Useless Carnex. I remember when Carnex was like the best troop in the game. Not anymore, though. He has not aged well through the game, that is for sure. Come on, we know you're in there. It's only a matter of time. I almost need to go to VIP chest at this point. Ideally not, though. Too many things use gems these days to bother even opening VIP chests. But they do technically have the highest rate. But not much more. Oh, there we go, finally! Okay. That took way too many resources, but we finally have this useless troop. No, it's not useless. Let me go use it real quick. So, yeah, it has decent AoE. It has some explosions on Doom Skulls, assuming there's even a lot of Doom Skulls. It has a boost ratio on that, assuming you even have a Doom Storm, because if you don't, there's no way you're really going to have more than 3 Doom Skulls on the board, unless you're also creating them with something. And it also silences all Divines, which is the whole reason why you would even use it in the first place. But yeah, let's go get this thing upgraded and never need to do that again. Also, make sure not to use gold or event keys. They are the only 2 keys that do not have her in it as a possible drop, so don't even bother. Actually, currently the event keys have 0% chance for Mythic, because even the kingdom that the event is for this week does not even have one, nor does the weekly Mythic thing come in to it, so don't bother with that. But anyways, let's go and upgrade this thing. Upgradable. We're going to just type in Fallen. Either or would bring it up. Where's the thing for it? Apply filter. Oh wait, why did I apply filter? 2. Upgradable. Why is there so many upgradables? Oh, look at that! Divinish Ball is definitely upgradable now. But, oh, Gluttony can be maxed now, too. You know what? Let me just type in Fallen. So that'd be so much easier to find this thing. There it is. Okay. So let's upgrade it. Let's go and just upgrade it manually with the traits. Go and use the bigger green orb to go get its souls, just to save us the souls. Even though we have more souls than we ever know what to do with, it's still good to go save like 7,000 something souls, whatever that was. And there we go. Okay, so she's all maxed. And yeah, let's go use her real quick. Going to be using her in a kind of version like how I use Fairish Ra, except different and more geared towards her. Oh yeah, I forgot to go make a divine team. Well, let's go find a divine team real quick. They did make changes to matchmaking, by the way, recently, where it now has more diversity as far as what you actually get as a battle. But, yeah, and that happened a few days ago. But, Mountain Crusher, King Bloodhammer, Wordbreaker, and Fallen Valdis. I will be covering teams for in videos, or video later on. And of course, we'll be streaming it today and tomorrow. But, figured we'd try this first just to see how it works out. Seriously, you didn't get maxed yet? All those keys we just opened, and I don't think we got a single copy of you. But, go figure. Anyways, just gonna move that down. Go and take a brown over, get a nice Mountain Crusher in there. You can go without Wardbreaker and just use more of like an assisting troop like Dark Maiden, or even Goblin Rocket or something like that could probably work there. But figured we'd try it with this, as one nice thing about Wardbreaker plus Fairish Ra or Wardbreaker plus Fallen Valdis is that does cover every single color, so we got that going for us. So right now we do not have any way to kill it. I guess we go for a silence, just to silence. As you saw there was basically no Doom Skulls. Actually, I think there was no Doom Skulls on the board, so we didn't actually get really any explosions off her. But that's basically what's trying to get the first kills for. You can see 3 of his 4 troops are now silenced because they were all divine other than the first slot, which is probably Titan, or Frost Mage, that too. But still trying to get alignment, still not getting it. We could re-silence them, which I guess we'll do. Nothing else, it keeps silenced teams, or it keeps silenced teams. It keeps divine teams from ever doing anything, which is kind of nice. But we'll go for a nice explosion there. See if we can get like Bloodhammer down on that, and then we can just destroy everything from there. And now there's enough Doom Skulls on the board that we can actually start using her for something if we needed to. I guess we'll go try one more time just to kind of see what she can do. That's not divine. Let's try finding a 4 times divine. Are you 4 times divine? You are not. No one bothers using priest anymore. Poor priest class. I don't think anyone bothers using him anymore since the nerf to divines. It's still good. This, I don't know. I guess we need better hero classes for everything else. Plus, we still need to level them. I'm still, I feel like, halfway done with leveling because I keep adding more hero classes and I keep not maxing them. These Titans are just so much better to use. I'm hoping that they eventually add that feature, if they ever will, that you can just switch your heroes at any point. But he's going to get Divine Protector. Can't really stop that. We'll go get our triple silence and kind of just go from there. So she is actually a little bit better than I initially thought, at least against a Divine team, particularly a 4 times. We haven't seen a 4 times yet. But yeah, you can just keep perpetually AoEing them, and then if you have a frontline tank that's like immune to skulls, you're never really going to die to them, since their ability will always be out. Also, we haven't gotten many diseases, I've noticed. There we go. As I say that, we get one. But every extra turn does do that. That just reduces their mana accumulation by 50%, but they have no mana accumulation if they're silenced. So that doesn't even really come into play much most of the time. But we'll get our 3 explosions here. We actually get up to 6 because the boost ratio is per divine. So since he has 3 divines right now, that would be 6 Doom Skulls if the board actually had 6 Doom Skulls. But as you can see, more often than not, you have like 0 Doom Skulls on the board. Also, oh no! Oops, I did a mistake here. Bloodhammer Ash... Oh, wow. Oops. I made a big mistake with this team setup. Well, this is why this is not the team's video. But, Bloodhammer needs to be behind the Valdis, because she has a purple storm when an enemy dies. So, in order for you to get the correct storm, she needs to be behind your Bloodhammer. So, basically, the team should be this then, or this. Either or, probably this. So, now whenever we do the whenever there's an enemy death, it always prioritizes the last one, so it'll end up summoning a Doomstorm instead of summoning her Purple Storm. Didn't even notice that initially. Wow, that makes her even worse. Something I thought would make her slightly better now makes her even worse. Good job. But yeah, you need that Doomstorm to well, have Doom Skulls on the board. And you need Doom Skulls on the board in order for her to do anything with her second effect on her ability. But anyways, that's her. I would definitely skip her. Not worth it at all. But we'll be going over her more later. Still a fun thing to use. Still a good divine counter, if nothing else. but it does seem a little bit underwhelming, and obviously you wouldn't use it against anything other than 3 times or 4 times Divine. Using against anything else is pretty much 100% pointless, as she's just not that good compared to other damage sources. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Best of luck with all of your key openings, and have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye, everyone!